Hi, this is Munson with Munson Music, and we're going to talk about how you can play a song called Turn Down for What? And we're going to start out with kind of that intro, like actually that we kind of start with, is kind of open E twice, and then we go to first fret on the B string, and then open B string twice, and then first fret on the B, and then second fret on the D string. So we're going open E twice, first on the B, and then open B, first on the B, second fret on the D. And the note you're kind of playing is going E, E, C, B, B, C, E, E, C, B, B, C, E. And that lick actually kind of gets transferred by octave, or moved by octave. And if you wanted to kind of follow a lower notes or lower scenario for the same notes, you could play second fret on the D string twice, and then third on the A string twice, and then second on the A, and then third on the A, and then open E. And you'd be playing the same notes in a different place. You'd be playing E, E, C, B, B, C, E, 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 C, B, B, C, E. So you can kind of play around with that lick. And the chord that would kind of back up that lick would be an E minor chord. When we play E minor, first finger goes to the A on the second fret, second finger on the D string on the second fret. And if you strum all those together, that sounds an E minor chord, and it sounds really sad. Now you may also want to kind of take the third finger and kind of add it in on the B string third fret. That makes an E minor 7. Or you can even take the pinky and kind of add it on the high E string for a different E minor 7. Or it might be some cool notes that you can kind of play around with through the tune actually with that E minor. Now a lot of times with a song like this though, to make it more interesting, I like adding something called a strum pattern. And one of my favorite strum patterns for a 4/4 like this is down, down, up, up, down, up. So to the E minor, just tried that a lot. You'd have down, down, up, down, up, down, which can be kind of a cool way to kind of comp it. Something else you may want to think about adding to the strum pattern is bass notes. And a lot of times on that first down, of the down, down, up, down, up, you can throw in a bass note on the low E string for that chord. So it'll be bass, down, up, down, it'll be bass, down, up, bass, down, up, down. And if you're a little bit more adventurous, actually, it can be kind of cool to kind of take that low E string as a bass note and then kind of work that around the lick too. Something you want to kind of worry or play around with, and I'm kind of hybrid picking that, so I'm using my pick for my basses and my fingers for kind of the other notes of the lick. So it might be kind of a cool thing to kind of add in the bass notes with that lick too. Or another strum pattern that I would think about using with the song is something called a 16th note strum pattern. And what I mean by that is if you're tapping your foot to the beat, right now we're kind of dividing that beat into two parts with our down, down, up, down, up. 1, 2, 1, 2, and that's called an 8th note. What a 16th note is where you divide that foot tap into 4 taps, or 4 beats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 parts. And one of my favorite 16th note strum patterns is a long down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, up. And what I mean by that is if you take the E minor and do a down for 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, that's what you're doing on the first beat. Then on the second beat, you're doing a down on 1, down on 3, up on 4. So you're going 1, 2, 3, 4, down, 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 down. And then on the third beat, you're doing an up on 2, down on 3. So you're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, up, down, 1, up, down, 1, up, down. And then on the last beat, you're going down, up, right along with the 1, 2, 3, 4. So down, up, down, up, down, 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 down. So all together, you got down, 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 up. Basses that, making a bass down, down, up, down, down, up, down, or a bass, bass, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, or bass, bass, down, down, up, bass, down, down. Now we're cool variations. So that'll be kind of a cool way to kind of work with our main verse chords too. And then we'll basically be repeating that E minor until we get to the end of kind of into our first break. And you'll kind of hear where the bass note changes to an F note, actually on the low E string on the first fret. And you could back that up with an F chord if you wanted to, like an F major chord. And the way you play F major, you do a bar across the first fret, a second finger on the G string second fret, third finger on the A string third fret, and the pinky on the D string third fret. If If you strum all those together, that sounds an F major chord, and it sounds really, really happy. Now you may also want to, if you want to avoid the bar chords, you can use something called F major 7. When you play F major 7, first finger goes to the B on the 1st fret, second finger on the G string 2nd fret, and third finger on the D string 3rd fret. And if you strum the D string to the high E string, that sounds an F major 7 chord. It sounds really groovy, happy. Or you may want to use something called an F5 power chord, where you do the first finger on the low E 1st fret, third finger on the A string 3rd fret, and kind of strum just the E and the A string. And you'll kind of hear where one part of the song actually is kind of moving up, actually, like almost like as if it's going from one fret to the next fret. So maybe you want to kind of try and follow that with the F. F5. Kind of working it up as a chromatic thing. I'm just doing down and down on those. Maybe we can play around with that idea. Or you could even take the whole chord to kind of work that kind of chromatic rise. Might be kind of a cool thing too. Or you can even use the F major 7 if you want to go crazy with it. You can even try that with the open drones, which might be kind of a cool way to kind of work it too. Kind of taking that shape and moving it around can be a cool idea until we get to our next breakdown. And now we have a new lick that kind of comes in where we play the open E twice, and then 1st fret on the high E, and we do a hammer on the 3rd fret on the high E, and then a pull off back to 1st fret on the high E, and then we go back to open E, and then we go to 1st fret on the high E, and then we go back to open E, and then we go back to that 1-3-1 hammer on pull off, and then back to open E, and then we play that again, and then go 1st fret on the high E, 3rd fret on the B string. So we're going E, E, F, G, F, E, 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 F, E, E, F, G, F, E, 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 F, D, E, E, F, G, F, E, 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 F, E, E, F, G, F, E, 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 F, D. Or if you want to kind of shift that by octave, you work it on the D string as kind of a 2nd fret note, and then go 3rd fret to 5th fret as kind of your hammer on pull off, and then back to 2nd fret, and another 2nd fret, and then 3rd fret on the D, and then back to 2nd fret on the D, and then that 3-5-3 hammer on pull off again, and then back to 2nd on the D, and then 3rd fret on the D, and then open D. So you have 2, 2, 3, 5, 3, 2, 2, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 5, 3, 2, 2, 2, 3, 0, 2, 2, 3, 5, 3, 2, 2, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 5, 3, 2, 2, 2, 3, 0. Could be a cool way to work it too. Or you could even add in the open E string as kind of your bass note through that, like if you're kind of digging on the basses. That might be kind of a cool way to kind of work it too. Or you could even shift it with the low E. Be repeating that until we get to another F major, and you may even kind of work that as kind of another chromatic idea to kind of work up some steam into our last variation, like around the E minor, and you can still work that as kind of your strum pattern, or even adding and subtracting into those two, kind of playing around with that. And on our last variation, it's called that E's and F's actually, where we kind of start with the open E. Around with the open E on that, and then it kind of gets broken down into smaller bits. So you want to kind of play around with that there, or you could even work that lick as kind of a 2nd fret on the D note to a 3rd fret on the D string as kind of an F note. That until you kind of get to another one of those F hits, and you might want to kind of think about kind of working that build-up idea that we were talking about. And I think at the very end I'd play a big E minor to make people clap. But that's the basics of how you get strummed through Turn Down for What? So good luck.